What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Free, aka That Guy, and today we're going to talk about arguing. Now, as always, I'm only speaking to my ladies who actually want to be in a forever relationship. If this isn't you, I promise you don't need my help at all, and all I'm going to do is irritate and frustrate you. Now, I have been asked, why am I only speaking to the ladies? Well, as I stated before, I don't care who's right or wrong, but I'm primarily focused on ladies, mainly because this is information that I would give if I were talking directly to my daughters. And as I've said before, I truly believe you ladies are being given the worst advice in an effort to get what you want. So let's get into it. Is arguing okay to do? Well, what have you ladies been taught? You ladies have been taught that all couples fight and all couples argue. You've been taught that this is normal. Well, what has your reality taught you? Have you seen men, the ones that you want, happy in their relationship where you know they are often arguing and fighting with their significant other? Or the better question would be, if you've seen these relationships, are you saying to yourself, this is the type of relationship that I want to have? I'm going to assume that you don't want relationships where you're arguing and fighting, especially if you're listening to me. So obviously my assumption is arguing and fighting is not something that you want to have in your relationship. So what do you do when something comes up that you disagree with? It's quite simple. You don't argue. You don't try to make your point. Now, obviously, the knee-jerk reaction to that statement would be something to the effect of, I'm supposed to just let him run over me? Absolutely not. But here's the thing. You picked him. His role, his duty, his purpose in life is to understand both what you need and what you want and put together a structure where, if possible, both are achieved in the most efficient way possible. Running over our women, the ones that we love, is not a goal of ours. I guarantee that, especially the man that you want. But obviously, if he's still learning how to be the leader that you need, meaning he's an inexperienced young man, there are going to be a lot of growing pains. Let me explain. One of the reasons why a majority of women want an experienced, often older man is because it's assumed he knows what to do. It's assumed that he knows what not to do. It's assumed that he knows what's best to do. All of this comes with life experiences. We as men can be told all day long how to do things. But until we actually step into that world and perform on those actions, we're just as inexperienced as we were before we got the information that we needed. So what does that mean? That means that mentally, we're still growing. Now, knowing that, if you're with a man who's between the ages of 18 and 35, there's a lot of life experience that he has only heard about. He hasn't performed on many of these experiences himself. In addition to that, it's possible that you may have knowledge of certain experiences or that you yourself may be experienced in certain areas that he may not. In either scenario, because you're with him, you expect him to know what to do. Now, if he doesn't know what to do, but you do, you probably would assume the best course of action is to tell him what to do. In all fairness, that makes sense logically. The problem, though, is that if you're telling your man what to do, he's not the leader. You are. You don't want your man to feel like you're the leader in the relationship. It's emasculating to him, and subconsciously, you chip away at your ability to look at him as the leader simply because you happen to be more experienced than he is. So what do? You must be willing to stand beside him and let him fail. You must be okay with him failing. And what does this look like? For example, let's say you know the fastest route to the store because you know that they just opened a new roadway, but he isn't aware of it. Your role would be to give him this information that you know he doesn't have. Your role would be to make the suggestion, not tell him what to do. There's a difference. Now, it's very likely that he's going to shoot that suggestion down, obviously, because he feels he does know the best way. What most women normally do at this point is try to make their case stronger, try to use examples and reasoning to persuade their man to change his mind. And if he still refuses, most women get frustrated or irritated, and now there's a lot of negative energy between the two of you. A better way to handle this would be to literally let him fail. He wants to go right, but you've told him that going left is faster and more efficient. He doesn't agree, so you simply just say, okay, and happily follow your man. The end result is when you finally get to the store, he'll notice, biggest day, the role that you were trying to show him exists, and he'll see that it would have been much faster. But because you didn't challenge him, because you didn't make him feel bad or upset or angry, this is something that he learned. The benefit here is not only did he learn something new, he's also learning that your opinion is something he may want to seek in the future. What I mean by that is next time there's an opportunity for you to speak up, He's more likely going to listen to you because he's learned that you may actually know what you're talking about. Another way to look at this is to understand that emasculating the man that you want, is the worst thing that you can do for your relationship. It doesn't make you feel good to feel like you have an incompetent man. And it definitely doesn't make him feel good to feel like he always has a woman who's challenging him. The more you allow your man to be wrong, to fail, and grow his maturity, which can only be attained through experience, the better he will be for the both of you. He knows that you're going to follow him regardless, and you know that being with an incompetent person and being with an inexperienced person, that isn't the same thing. If he's ignorant of the information, that doesn't mean he's incompetent. It means he just doesn't know. Now, if he has the information and he's still choosing to do questionable things, well, maybe his competency is something that you should be concerned with. But in this scenario, we're talking about the man that you do want. The man that you want probably has a level of competency that you admire. It's probably one of the reasons why you want him. So you have to let him fail without being resentful or spiteful. To revisit the prior scenario, when he realized that taking the left, like you said, would have been a better option, this isn't the opportunity for you to take the time to say something to the effect of, "I told you so," or laugh at his failure. All that does is emasculate him on the back end. You basically ruin the teachable moment. When that opportunity presents itself, you need to reinforce the confidence that you have in him by saying something to the effect of, "I know you didn't know, and I'm sure if you did know, you would have made that left instead of the right." You have reminded him that no matter what, you're with him. And to take it even a step further, I've told my daughter this a couple of times. If your man is doing something that is irritating you to the point that you may walk away from him, you need to make sure he knows about that and he understands just how serious it is. If he's doing something that's a bad habit that you didn't realize he had until you got with him, and it's literally making you question the decision of being with him, you need to make sure he's aware of that and stand 10 toes down on that. However, if it's something that you just don't like, but there is no way feasible that this is going to be the reason why you're going to leave him, why are you concerned with it at all? Just accept whatever that is and move on. You're bringing up unnecessary stress, worry, and headache and concern all on your shoulders for nothing. If you've gotten accustomed to him calling you a pet name, but now he's calling you by your actual name, are you going to leave him? If the answer is no, why are you upset on the inside? The person affected by this is you and only you. So what? He called you by your name. That doesn't mean he doesn't love you, care about you, or is going to stop defending you with his life. Not at all. It just means he calls you by your name. Now, if you're going to leave him for that, so be it. If you're okay with feeling bad and feeling sad and feeling annoyed on the inside, that's also your decision. But if I have the option to choose whether or not to be in a good mood or a bad mood, knowing that I'm not going to change my circumstances, I'm going to choose the option to be in a good mood. The option to find something good to concern yourself with is always present. But you choose the option to be annoyed with someone knowing you're not going anywhere? Why would you want to torture yourself is beyond me, but that option is yours. Until next time, you can do it your way. But what is your reality showing you?